Hello, everyone. I'm Olga. Welcome to our webinar for beginners, getting started with Kanbanchi. And today we will learn what is Kanbanchi and how you may use it in your team, how to set up your board, what features we have, and so on. So after this webinar, you will be able to start actually working. And I remind you that this webinar will be recorded. It will be available with the same link, so you may watch it later and you may share it with your colleagues and friends and invite them to Kanbanchi as well. Let's get started. Here is our website, and most of you have already seen that, started your journey here, probably click this button, start with the free trial, and started your trial, or you click the sign in button. So whenever you need to access Kbanchi, you may go to kbanchi.com and click this sign in button to actually access the app. Another way would be to install Kanbanchi from Google Workspace Marketplace. Here is Kanbanchi, and it's already installed for me. If it's not installed for you or for your domain, it will say install here, and you will click it so that it may appear here in the Google Apps section. Let me click and show it to you. You scroll all the way down. Here are all the apps that are installed for your domain. So here is Kanbanchi, it's installed for us, and you may do the same for your whole company in just one click if you have access to Google Workspace Admin Panel. Okay, let's go to Kanbanchi. I will click it from here, and we will go straight to the application. While it's loading, I'm reminding that we have the live chat, so you may ask your questions during the webinar. I will probably reply later after the webinar, but still feel free to use this chat to ask your questions. Okay, so here is the application, and you've probably seen that, and started from here. This is the first board that Kbanchi creates for you when you sign up. This is the very simple and basic Kanban board. And for those of you who are familiar with Kanban methodology, you know that Kanban is the list and cards. So here is the very simple board that has 3 lists, to do, doing, and done. And this is the most simplified workflow that you might have, because in every process, you have the stage where you need to do something, and then you're doing this, and then you're done. So here are the cards. Those white pieces are called cards, and typically they represent tasks that you need to do. So when you start creating your board, you just start with the list of tasks that you need to do. So the board itself is a place for collaboration. This is the place for your team, or this is the place for your department. It may be even the place for cross-department collaboration. But the point is that it's the place where everyone has access to and everyone knows what happens on your project. Okay. So as I've said, this is the simple Kanban board. And of course, when we think about our projects, our teamwork, it's not so simple. It's more complex, and you will need to add more lists to replicate your own workflow. Let's talk about the workflow a little bit more. Probably some of you ask the questions, where do I start? How do I work with Kbanchi? And the answer would be that Kbanchi exists to help you doing your work. So when you think about your workflow, just think about the stages that you have, or the phases. Like you have the task, and then it needs to go through different stages. Let me switch to the demo board, which is more complex. It has more lists, more cards, more stages, so that we will go through that. This is the demo board, and it's devoted to the process of creating articles in our blog, which will be understandable for everyone. Like here is the first stage, ideas. So the article starts with the idea. Then we perform the research. Then we write the article. Then the article is ready to go, and we publish it or put it on hold. So when you think of your workflow, just think in the form of stages and create as many lists, as many stages you have in your process. And then start creating cards. In this demo board, cards are articles in our blog, but it may be anything that your team does. Let's switch back to the simple board and look on the cards. So think of the task that you need to do and create new cards. My task is now is the webinar. Let it be webinar. And let's create this card. Here it is. On the right panel, you will see all the properties that you may add to your cards. For example, you may assign those cards to different people. You may add tags, priorities, set start and due dates, add checklists, attach files from your computer or from your Google Drive, and so on. Let's stop a little bit here because this is very crucial for teamwork. Assignments. If I click here now, I will see only myself, and that's what probably you will see. This is because this board is not shared with anyone. If you look on this button, it has a lock and it's locked, and this board is not shared with anyone. So if we click on the share button, we will see that we may share it with different people. And this sharing window is the same as the sharing window inside your Google Drive. So it's very familiar and you know what to do. Just type your colleagues' emails and set the permissions and click done. And here is where we come to the very important point. Kbanchi is integrated with your Google Drive, and actually it's part of your Google Drive. I will show you what happens on the Google Drive side. Here is my drive. When I sign up to Kanbanchi, it creates a folder inside your Google Drive named Kanbanchi. If we look inside this folder, we will see the folders for boards. So here is the demo board that we have already seen. This is the folder for my first board that Kbanchi created for us. And inside these folders, we will see the board itself with the purple Kbanchi icon. And also we will see folders for assets, which are all files that you upload from your computer and attach to your cards. You will see folder for backups, and all the backups that you make in Kbanchi will be stored here. And also you will see spreadsheets. Those are exports. So whenever you export data from Kbanchi, they will be stored here in a form of Google spreadsheet. Okay, now when we understand that, we may know that Kbanchi boards are files inside your Google Drive, and they are shared as files inside your Google Drive. You may even do this from your Google Drive. Just click share and see the same sharing settings here. So here you may see that the demo board is shared with lots of people. And let's switch back to Kbanchi and go to the demo board and look that the same sharing window is here inside Kbanchi. So the board is shared with my team. And this is why we can collaborate on this board and on the tasks. So let me open this one. Now, when I click assignment, I will see that it's already assigned to 3 people, and I may assign this task to different team members because the board is shared with them. So the key point is to share your board and start collaborating together with your team. Now, when we know this, we can quickly go to the other properties, which may be familiar to most of you who use project management software. Like here we have tags. You may set priority for your cards from critical to low. You may set start and due dates for your cards. Sorry. Here is the start and due date section. Also, you may estimate the time that you need to perform this task. You may add checklists and assign those items of checklist to different people. You may attach files from your Google Drive or from your computer. Here you will see the same window as inside your Google Drive as well. So here you may upload files from your computer. They will go straight to Google Drive. Here you will see the same structure as your Google Drive has, and you may attach different types of files to your cards. Those files will not be moved anywhere. They will stay where they are inside your Google Drive. So everything is stored inside your Google Drive. Kbanchi doesn't have access to that, and it's very secure to attach files to Kanbanchi. Okay, so here you may create subcards, and subcards may be added from existing cards on the board. Like here, I click Add Subcards, and I have a list of all the cards that I have on this board, or I may create subcards. And finally, the comment section. This is where all communications about this particular task go on. So you may leave comments to your colleagues, like here, you may mention your colleagues and pass your information about the task. You may ask questions and receive replies and so on. Now, speaking of mentioning, I should explain that we have different types of notifications, and this is where you can set them. You go to the board settings, and here we have email notifications that you may turn on and off. And you may also have in-app notifications, various settings. Just set them up to receive important notifications or all notifications and so on. So while we are here, I may also say that we have the activity on the board, like who made changes and when. You may go through that. We have the branding section where you can change the background or your logo. You may create backups here. I've already said about backups. They go straight to your Google Drive, and exports the same way they are stored inside your Google Drive. Okay, let's go back to the board itself. On the card, you may see different properties that we were closely looking in the card. And here on the Kanban board, it's very visual, and you may see that those cards have color labels. Usually color labels are used to indicate different areas of business or departments, or here in our case, it's the section of our blog. You may see that you may pin subcards to your cards and checklists to your cards, and they will be visible on the Kanban board, and you don't have to click on the card to see them. It's just there. You may pin attachments like this picture here, and where was that? And this green card, the slide green card. You may pin attachments from of different types, like here the PDF file, Google Slides, and so on. So all information is here on the Kanban board, and when you work with the Kanban board, you may see the quick filters, like I may quickly filter tasks that are assigned to me, and I may turn this filter on and off. Also, we have various sets of filters here. You may save filters and access them later. Like here, you may see that I have my filter marketing tasks that I use often. I just turn this on and off when I need, or I may filter by different properties, tags, color labels, card colors, and so on, and use my filters later. Okay, so we need to, what we need to remember from this section is that when you start thinking about how to work with Kanbanchi, think about your workflow first, then replicate it on your board using these lists. They will be stages, and then start filling this with tasks. After you've done that, you may probably want to see this in the different views, like grouping lists by different properties. For example, by user, and lists will be turned and will be devoted to the users that are on the board. Like this list has all Amanda's tasks, all Jason's tasks, and here are all my tasks in this list. Another view is by color labels, by tags, priority, by card color. They all work in similar ways. Like, let me switch to the view by card colors. Oh, sorry, by color labels. So I may see all cards that have education color label or blog color label. So this is where I may see the breakdown by departments, by business areas, by blog sections, like in our case. And pay attention that if your card has many properties that you use in sorting, like here, this card has many color labels, it will be put in every list. So you may see they're duplicated here. Okay. If we are passing from the simple workflow to the more complex workflow, you might probably need another views that we have, like the Gantt chart. Let me switch to the Gantt chart. And these are all the same cards, all the same tasks that you have, but in a chronological order. So you may see the timeline here and all your tasks in the form of the bars. Also, what's important here is that you will see the dependencies between cards in a form of arrow. This is how you may visually see how tasks are related. And another important thing is that you may very quickly reschedule the whole chain. For example, I will take this task and just change the start date and due date of this task. For example, let's say that something was delayed and it starts a little bit later. So let me click yes, because I want to move the whole chain, and you may see how the whole chain has moved. Also here on the Gantt chart, you will see the progress of the cards on the right of the bar. You may see that the card is overdue, this little fire icon, and you may set milestones, and they will be reflected in a form of purple diamonds. So every card, any card may be turned to milestone. And the Gantt chart will be very useful for the managers or the supervisors of the project. They will see the whole picture, the overview of the project, and will be able to easily reschedule tasks if necessary. Another view that we have is a task list, which may be familiar to most of you because this is the good old table. On the left, you will see all the tasks that you have. And on the right, you will see the properties that your cards have in a form of a table. And you may sort by them, like you may see that it's already sorted by priority. You may sort by progress. You may sort by tag, sort by start date, by any property that your card has. And also you may expand and collapse subcards. Do you remember that we may create subcards and your task may be split into several subtasks? So when you do this, the main card, which is called the epic card, according to the Kanban methodology, this card is marked with the crown sign here, and it has their subcards. So you may either collapse them to see the overview or expand them to see more detailed picture. The same thing works on the Gantt chart. So here we see the detailed picture, and now we see the overview of the project. Also, we have the archive, and this is for the cards that are probably already done or postponed, and you don't want to delete them because they contain necessary information, useful information, or you just will need them in the future, but you don't need them on the active board. So you may archive them and see them in the archive. Okay, I'm switching back to the Kanban board, and probably the last thing that I will mention during this session is the time tracker. For some teams, tracking time may be crucial, and let me open any card. For example, let's say that I'm working on this card at the moment, and on the top panel I will see the timer. I start the timer and it starts going. So currently I'm working on this card, and I may even go to another board. Let me switch to another board, and I may do something here. The timer will still be going, and it says that I'm working on this tech series card. I may even go to another tab of my browser. The timer will still be going. You may see it here. Just don't close this tab. If you close this tab, of course, the timer will be reset. Okay, while the timer goes, I will explain you how you may create cards from inside your Gmail. Let me say that I've received an email from my team. Here is the email. And this is the task that I need to do. What I need to do is to install Kanbanchi for Gmail add-on. Here I have it installed, but if you don't have it, just click the plus button, get add-ons. You will be redirected to Google Marketplace. Here you may search for Kbanchi for Gmail and install the add-on. Something's wrong with the Google Marketplace, but just believe me, it's there. Just type Kbanchi for Gmail and install it. So I opened this email and I've opened my add-on. Let it load, just a second. I will be able to choose the board. Here is the board, the demo board, the list. For example, the first one, ideas. The card name is the email title here, and the card description is the text of the email. So I'll click Create Card, and the card will appear on my board in under 36 seconds. So this is another board. Let me switch to that one. Everything happens in real time. You don't have to refresh or something. So we may see it here. It arrived and it has a tag from Gmail. It was created from my Gmail. I may leave the tag or remove the tag. Okay, so we see that the timer has 2 minutes already. Let's stop the timer. And here we may edit the time, we may add comments and log our time. Okay, let's add our comment. Working hard. We've been working hard for 2 minutes. Save our progress, and it's added to this card. Let's open it. and see that it's here in the timing section. Here you may see Olga logged the time, added the comment that she's been working hard, and also you will see the same thing in the comment section. Here I've logged this time, and you may log time manually through the comment section. Just put it in these square brackets and use a special format, H for hours and M for minutes. And see it's here, and it's also in the timing section. In the timing section, you will see who spent time on this task. Let me open another one, probably with more people logged time. Yeah, like here, you may see that Jason logged 2 hours, Amanda 3 hours, 30 minutes, and our team account 1 hour, 20 minutes. This is where you may check how much time was estimated and compare it to the spent time. Okay, that's pretty much it. The tool is easy and intuitive, as you can see. It's integrated with Google Workspace. It provides you with the space to collaborate with your team. It's very crucial to share your board with your team and start working. You may do it during your trial, and you will have your 7 days trial. Just use it to the fullest. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our support. You may see this question mark next to the share button. This is where you may reach our support. Also, you may use the chat that we have here and type your question. We will reply quickly. Yeah, it's here, the chat. And as I've mentioned, we have the chat here in the YouTube. Let me switch to that and look if you have any questions. I don't see any questions. Well, if you have questions, please type them here in the chat and I will answer them. While I'm waiting, I'm reminding that this webinar will be recorded and it will be available with the same link. So you may watch it later, share it with your colleagues and friends. And just start collaborating, start replicating your workflow. It's the best way to understand whether Kanbanchi is a great fit for your company. And okay, we don't have any questions. Well then, thank you for watching this webinar. We will be glad to answer your questions. Goodbye.